Hello! Welcome to the Unleavened Shred Show, the only show where all we talk about and all we care to talk about are custom guitars, all day, every day. I'm your host, Johnny Miller, and today we will be covering the LSL Instruments One Series. Now, we have a lot of questions coming into us constantly about this guitar. We offer it in a few different versions, varieties, and it gets confusing because we are a custom shop, and this, by all means, is built by custom shop standards, but there's a few twists to it. That's how we keep the cost down. So we're going to go over all that today and show you how we pass on the savings to you and see if it's something that you'll be interested in for your next guitar. So without further ado, let's start the show. So what is the LSL Instruments One Series? It is nearly identical to any custom shop build that we do on a day-to-day basis. We want to make it very clear that these do not get billed by a separate set of hands. It does not require us to have another line of employees that can put out a less expensive guitar. We don't import anything to get it cheaper. We don't use substandard woods. We don't send them to another country to get built and then relic them here or anything like that. You are looking at a pure, rock solid LSL guitar every single time, hands down. We are just very proud of our commitment to bringing you the very best, even if it costs us money to do it. And you can believe that. The process is identical. I mean, with any custom guitar, then you're looking at, hand sanded bodies, you're looking at hand shaped necks, the frets are done by hand, and we're not just buying pre-slotted anything. Everything is done to the best of our ability every single time because we feel like no matter if it's a guitar that's like $1,000 less than one of our custom shop builds, then you need to pick it up and it still needs to be the best guitar you've ever played, the best Strat you've ever played, the best Tele you've ever played. So, excuse my French. One of the most exciting features that we added to the original One Series is the upgrade to a roasted maple neck. Now this works out in your favor for more than just looks. This adds to sustain, it adds to your resonance. When it meets up with that body in a tight neck joint, then it just sounds and feels incredible. You can feel it resonate through the entire body from the headstock to the strap button. It's incredible. So you're really getting an amazing guitar every single time you pick up a One Series. A lot of dealers, they'll have these in stock, but to be honest, they sell out faster than we can build them. So when you order yours, there's some things that you have to know so that it's not a disappointment to find out that you can't do certain things with them. So I'm going to go through the standard options on these. You might want to take out a pen and pencil or sit down with your dealer and watch this video because it's really going to draw a fine line to where you know what you can and you can't get, and you'll still be excited about your guitar no matter what. We're very flexible, but on certain things, if we go too far, then we just can't save you money. And that's what we're trying to do with the series. So what we're going to do next is talk about the do's and don'ts of the One Series. So rule number one, body woods. On a Satakoy 1, then your body wood options are alder or swamp ash. If you're a traditional style player and you prefer it to sound a bit more rounded out and mellow throughout, and you're going to be using it for rock and whatnot, but you also want to be able to do blues and jazz, then I would go with alder. Swamp ash is a bit more aggressive. It has a really cool grain structure, so once this finish starts to sink in over time, then you'll see it a lot more. So if you want the aesthetics and you want the snap and the bite and the mid-range cut, then I would go with the ash. But completely up to you. You have your choice of two. Rule number 2, finishes. When we first started the One Series, we tried to be firm and say there were only 4 colors available, but we're too nice. And we know how it is when you're picking out your guitar. It's always you're so close, but just that color, you can't live with it. So we decided to give you a few more. So your options are black, vintage white, vintage cream, 3-tone burst, 2-tone burst, seafoam green, or natural, as long as you have a swamp ash body. That's when it tends to look the best. And we can't forget about old tried and true Blackguard Butterscotch. That one is it's a must-have, so of course that's available as well. Now, if you did not hear your color choice for your next Saticoy 1 or T-Bone 1 in the list I just gave you, don't panic. It is not time to freak out just yet. For an additional $75 charge, then you can pick your color as long as it's within reason, meaning we can do shell pink or gold, Lake Placid blue, something along those lines. We want to help you out. We want to be able to go a little bit outside the lines, which is what a lot of companies won't do. They just want to hold you in that cage, but we want you to have artistic freedom within reason. So $75 charge, you can pick your color. Just touch base with us, shoot us an email at info@lslinstruments.com, run it by us first, and then we'll get the approval for your dealer, no problem. Rule number 3, pick guard colors. Well, this one's pretty simple. Parchment, black, white, and yes, we will give in and let you get tortoise because it just looks so darn good and we know you want it, so we'll offer that up to you. Yeah, let's get that done. Rule number 4. Now on that beautiful roasted maple neck, there's a few things that are solid, they don't change, but there's one thing that we are going to bend on for you because we know it's so popular. So all of them have roasted maple necks. On a Saticoy, then yes, if you want rosewood, then we'll do it for you. We prefer to keep these roasted maple with a roasted maple fingerboard as well, because internationally speaking, it's very difficult these days to send rosewood out of the country. So on a guitar that's inexpensive like these ones, then we would really like to avoid that CITES charge if possible. If not, then we'll work with your dealer to make sure that it's exported legally and it gets to you safe. So they all come with 6105 nickel frets. If you would like to have stainless steel frets, that's not a problem. They would still be 6105, but they would be stainless, and that is a charge of $89 on top of the cost of the guitar. We know how important stainless steel frets are to working musicians. You don't want to have to refret it later on. If you do a lot of noodling and just run up the board, or if you just play a lot, then we know it's a necessity, so we aren't going to keep that from you. But it's just a small charge and you're on your way. Also on the neck shapes, then they come with a medium C neck shape. So that's going to run from anywhere around 0.840 up to 0.890, right around that range. Very comfortable for medium to large hands, and we haven't had any complaints on it so far. Each one of them gets a satin finish, so it's going to feel like raw wood. It's lightning fast, just beautifully done every single time. Rule number 5, pickup configurations. Now let's start with the Saticoy. There's only 2, so you would either have 3 single coils or HSS, which means you would have a humbucker and 2 single coils. That's highly desirable. We know that people want it, and we're willing to offer it to you. The majority of the ones that we actually have sold over the last 2 years have been HSS. People just really love it. Something that we add when we do that is the push-pull to split the bridge humbucker. We know that that's something that's important as well. So we want these things to be tone machines. We want you to be able to take it on tour in the studio and have it do everything that you need it to do. So we don't mind. We throw that in at no extra charge. It's a push-pull for coil tap on the bridge humbucker if you decide to go with a HSS configuration. Now that's on the Satakoy 1. Switching over to the T-Bone series, you have the option of 2 single coils. You can also get it in what we call our bad bone configuration, which is a single coil in the bridge and a humbucker in the neck. And last but not least, we offer it this year in 2 humbuckers. We had some requests for it and we just got tired of saying no, so we decided to offer that up. Now, if you decide to go with a humbucker in the neck, it's an additional charge of $75. And if you decide to go with 2 humbuckers, then there's an additional charge of $150. Now you can talk to your dealer about, the final price of your builds at any given time, but these are the standard fees. We do hand wound pickups and we make them in-house, so that means that they cost a lot more than just picking them up off of, any vendor out there that's building them OEM style. So we take great pride in that, and it does cost a little bit extra, but we're willing to offer it to you. So let's be 100% clear here. We want to be transparent with you. If the Satakoy or T-Bone 1 series is your next guitar, you can have the confidence in buying one knowing that it's the same quality as our custom builds, but the only difference is a few less options as far as customization goes, and the fact that it has a satin finish. Now they still have nitrocellulose finish, which was a big deal in 2017. We had a few that went out with poly, but we decided that we're going to stick with our roots and we're going to go with the nitrocellulose finish. It's extremely thin and it only takes us a day to do, as opposed to a custom shop finish, which would run us 3 or 4 days to actually paint it, let it dry, do all the aging that comes with it. It takes time. So we're saving money on the process, and we're saving you money by being 100% transparent there and just offering it up at a great price. Now in US dollars, they go for somewhere around the 2,200 mark on up to, you might be able to break 2,500 with the few options that we have given you in this video. So if you compare that to what else is out there in the price point, consider this. You're getting your choice of alder or swamp ash. You actually get to choose your pickguard color. I know that doesn't sound like a big deal right now, but when the time comes and you're ready to cut that check, you're going to want to pick your pickguard. The fact that you have a roasted maple neck as opposed to a standard maple neck, that's an upgrade that is generally only available on custom guitars from most shops, and we make that available to you. The choice between nickel and stainless frets, that's a big deal if you're planning on playing it consistently and putting some dents in those bad boys. That's really going to help you out. It's going to make this a lifelong guitar at the price point. And the fact that it's master built by our team that is running $6,000 and $7,000 LSLs consistently, you're getting the same quality. So we want to pass that on to you. We're going to pass that on to you. And in 2019, you're going to see a lot more of these out there on the market. You're going to see more artists like Kazuki Isogai and others on the LSL roster that are playing these. And you'll see for yourself. The quality is there, and they're a great guitar. You cannot pass up on these for the price. We wanted to thank you guys for stopping by for episode 3 of the Unleavened Shred Show. Today we covered the Satakoy and the T-Bone 1 series, give you a little bit of insight on the do's and don'ts, and exactly what it is. So when you contact your local LSL dealer, then you know what to order and how to order it. We want you to be happy with your next instrument. It is by far one of the best guitars on the market for the money. You just can't beat it. So thanks again, guys, for stopping by, giving us a listen. We want to remind you that these shows only happen when you're writing into us. So be sure to contact us at info@lslinstruments.com. Hit us up on any of our social media sites. We try and get back to you as soon as possible. And the ideas that you send in are the ideas that we put into our next show. So we'll see you next time, and have a great holiday season.